What makes someone a truly great leader? It's not the title. It's not power. It's courage. Dare to Lead is one of the most powerful books on leadership out there. Not because it teaches you how to take charge, but because it teaches you how to show up. Fully, honestly, and with heart. Let's dive into 10 transformational lessons from this book and how they can change the way you lead, work, and live. 1. Vulnerability is courage, not weakness. We've been taught that vulnerability is dangerous, that it's something to hide. But here's the truth. Vulnerability is the most accurate measure of courage. Think about it. Having the hard conversation, admitting you don't know something, sharing an idea that might get rejected, those are vulnerable moments, and they take guts. In real life, picture a team leader who stands up and says, "I made a mistake. Here's what I learned." That moment builds more trust than any PowerPoint presentation ever could. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about showing up even when you're scared. 2. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. One of the most powerful and uncomfortable lessons in the book is this. Avoiding difficult conversations doesn't protect people. It confuses them. It frustrates them. It holds them back. Being vague to spare someone's feelings usually just leaves them lost. Instead of saying, "You're doing okay," when someone is underperforming, say, "Here's what's not working, and here's how I want to support you." Clear feedback isn't mean, it's compassionate, because clarity gives people direction, and direction leads to growth. 3. You can't be brave without vulnerability. Every bold move you've ever made, taking a risk, starting a new chapter, standing up for something, required vulnerability first. You can't be brave and safe at the same time. Imagine someone launching a business idea in front of skeptical investors, or a student speaking up about something that feels wrong, or an employee admitting burnout. All those moments feel exposed. But without that discomfort, there's no progress. This book reminds us, vulnerability isn't the obstacle to courage. It is the path. 4. Live into your values. Most of us have values, but not everyone lives them, especially when things get hard. This lesson challenges you to identify your 2 core values, the ones that define who you are, and make every decision through that lens. For example, if your value is integrity, and you're asked to stretch the truth to land a client, living your value means walking away from the deal. It's not always easy, but it builds credibility, trust, and a rock-solid sense of self. When your values lead the way, leadership becomes clearer and stronger. 5. Trust is built in small moments. Trust doesn't come from big, flashy actions. It's built brick by brick, by showing up, keeping promises, and listening without judgment. There's a simple framework for this called braving: boundaries, reliability, accountability, integrity, and more. Think of someone who consistently shows up, keeps things confidential, and admits when they're wrong. That's trust in motion. 6. Normalize discomfort. Here's something you don't hear enough. Discomfort is necessary. Leaders who expect harmony 24/7 are often avoiding growth. In truth, progress requires hard conversations, conflict, and honest feedback. A courageous leader might say, "This will be an uncomfortable discussion, but it matters." That kind of honesty sets the tone for transparency. Whether you're giving feedback, addressing bias, or challenging an idea, discomfort is a sign you're doing the work. And when discomfort becomes normal, growth becomes inevitable. 7. Armored versus daring leadership. There are 2 types of leadership styles, armored and daring. Armored leaders are driven by fear. They hide behind perfectionism, control, and defensiveness. They resist feedback and protect their ego. Daring leaders are open, curious, and willing to be wrong. They're not afraid to say, "I don't know, but I'll find out," or "I was wrong, let's fix it." In real life, daring leadership looks like a CEO who invites critique during a company town hall, or a parent who apologizes to their kid for overreacting. When you drop the armor, you connect, and connection is everything. 8. Courage is a skill you can learn. The best news? Courage isn't some rare trait reserved for superheroes. It's a skill set, and you can build it. This book breaks courage into teachable behaviors. Being honest, staying grounded in your values, holding space for tough emotions, and recovering from failure. Even small steps, like speaking up in a meeting or setting a boundary, train your courage muscle. One quiet employee starts sharing their ideas. One overwhelmed parent asks for help. One leader chooses truth over comfort. And step by step, courage becomes a way of life. 9. Embrace the suck. Lean into tough emotions. Leadership isn't just about handling tasks, it's about handling emotions. Too often we shut down discomfort instead of working through it. But avoiding tough emotions, like grief, shame, disappointment, or fear, only makes things worse. The book teaches us to embrace the suck, to sit with those hard feelings, understand them, and not numb them away. For example, if your team just lost a major deal, don't pretend it didn't happen. Acknowledge the disappointment, talk about what you're learning, and move forward together. When leaders face emotions head-on, they build resilience in themselves and their teams. 10. Curiosity over judgment. When something goes wrong, our instinct is often to blame, criticize, or jump to conclusions. But great leaders pause and choose curiosity instead of judgment. They ask, "What's really going on here?" Or, "What don't I understand yet?" This approach creates psychological safety and keeps the focus on learning, not punishment. For instance, if a teammate misses a deadline, a judgmental response might be, "They're just lazy." A curious one would be, "Is something going on that's affecting their performance?" Curiosity opens the door to empathy, problem solving, and deeper connection. Dare to lead isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave, honest, human. It's about leading with heart in a world that desperately needs more of it. So if you're ready to lead, not with fear but with courage, this book might just change your life. Let me know in the comments which lesson hit you the hardest. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Book in minutes and share this with someone who needs to hear it.